Chan Yelchin, and number 6, Patrick O. And both players from St George FC and your Hills United.
Sydney, it's round 26 action, Hills United versus St George FC, and both teams know that a win is crucial for their hopes of staying in this division for next season. Eric Subihano here in the stands up at Landon Stadium, this famous old venue, this grand old venue of Australian football, and this could not be any bigger for the respective sides. For Hills United, currently in 13th position, only 2 points off the promotion relegation playoff spot. Their hopes will be, they'll be feeling pretty good about themselves after a 4-1 win in Northwest Sydney Spirit last weekend. That 2 points a buffer that Hills have to 15th place. I mean, St George FC would love a 2-point buffer because they're only 1 point ahead of the promotion relegation playoff spot. They are in 14th as we start tonight's game. Let's go through the two lineups. Firstly, for the hosts, Hills United, we think they'll be in a 4-3-3. So for them, in goal, number 1, Ryan Wood. Their back four from left to right. Number 12, Jordan Lane. Number 5, Daniel Petkovsky. Number 15, Noah Casserly. And number 22, Byron Ginn. The 3 in midfield, number 16, Lachlan Sepping. Number 27, Nikolai Muller. And number 11, Anthony Frangi. And the 3 up front, number 8, Yerosimakis Petratos. We'll just call him Mackie from now on. Number 9, Yu Akubo. And number 19, the captain, Glenn Kelshaw. Hills United are coached by Luke Casserly. What a player he was, by the way. Now, for St George FC, I think they'll also be in something like a 4-3-3 shape. So for them, in goal, number 99, Mackenzie Siron. 4 at the back, so from left to right. Number 3, Troy Danaskos, the captain. Number 17, Thomas Brown. Number 18, Mark Rodic. And number 5, Nicholas Caligiru. 3 in midfield, number 6, Patrick O'Shea. Number 23, Evangelos Souris. And number 10, Harry Jones. And the 3 in attack, number 30, Justin Poon. Number 38, Chan Yelchan. And number 33, Jaden Casella. St George FC, coached by Steve Karavatakis. Now, when I say the lineups, I haven't got any intel. That's just my guess. So, how much have I got wrong? Well, guess what, folks? We're about to find out. And I already think I've got something wrong. It looks like number 8, Maki Petratos, is possibly the most advanced of that Hills United midfield, with Anthony Frangi at least starting proceedings on the left-hand side of the Hills attack. And if you're at all familiar with Anthony Frangi's game, you'll know he'll try and cut inside onto his right foot and shoot at every possible opportunity. And he certainly does have a great long-range shot on him. Right on cue, there's the whistle. Away we go. This is massive. For those of you less familiar with the two teams, it's traditional colours for both. Hills United, yellow jerseys, white shorts. And for St George FC, it's the predominantly red jerseys and the red shorts as well. Now, this is one of 3 NPL Men's New South Wales games scheduled for this evening. There was a 5:30 p.m. kickoff at the Arctic Circle, beloved nickname for Northwest Sydney Spirit's home grounds. And last time I checked, Sydney Olympic was leading Spirit by 2-0 out there. Shout out to Justin Smith. Oh, we got live. We're going around the grounds already. Thanks so much, Dave McDonald, Hills United ground announcer. Spirit have pulled a goal back, so that's in the closing stages, that one. And 9 minutes to go there, so could be an exciting finish at the Arctic Circle between Spirit and Olympic, and something to keep the commentator over there, Dublin Dave Feeney, nice and warm. The other 7 p.m. kickoff, the game that kicked off roughly the same time with this one, it's at the Palace, Marconi Stadium, and it's like the best-looking commentator in our commentary team, Alex Molchanov. He's calling Marconi Stallions versus Sydney United 58. We'll try and keep you updated, of course, with the goals as they fly around the grounds. But back to this game and pass backwards to Noah Casserly. Now it's Petkovsky. Well, I think the last time I called Hills United, it was a game they were away at Manly United on a Friday night, and I remember saying at the time July could be a big month for them in terms of their hopes for survival, because this stretch of games, it was like they were consecutively, they were playing Manly, then Sutherland, then Spirit, and this St George FC, all teams around them on the table, as Byron Ginn overlaps and the cross is played behind for the first corner of the evening. Well, wins for Hills United against Manly and Spirit have, given them a real fighting chance of securing a second season in the top tier of men's football for Football New South Wales. Corner. I think the preference here is for the left footer, Lachlan Sepping, to deliver an in-swinger. There's three very tall Hills United lads in the 6-yard box for Sepping to aim at. Good punch from Siron. Now Muller. Shot doesn't get past the crowd. Maki Petrados. And he tries a shot which is blocked as well. Now Sepping. Good technique, and he's helping Hills keep the pressure on a little bit. Although they're going back to Casserly, and that's a good switch of play. But then, good tackle here, and first chance maybe for St. George FC to threaten the Hills United penalty area. And stepping back to defend there. Now, that could be a loose touch, and Petkovsky was quick enough to make sure. I think that was Yelchan that was threatening him. Sepping. Going across to the grandstand side with Noah Casserly. Now, Maki Petrados. Interesting ball for Uakubo, and Uakubo. It's been pinged for the foul there. Really, shout out to the 13, the match official. So, as I said earlier, in the center with the whistle, Logan Jones. The assistant nearest to us, James Macris. The assistant on the far side is Arinath Gobinath. And tonight's fourth official is Luke Chapman. Speaking of the far side, you may have noticed the scaffold that has been put up there. Thankfully, myself and our camera operator for tonight, Nicholas, do not have to brave the cold and use that. But that is, of course, for the upcoming Australia Cup tie between Blacktown City and Adelaide United. That's on Wednesday, the 31st of July. So preparations already been made for that. I'm sure that'll be another great occasion at Landon Stadium as Frangie loses out. Now Yelchan, good tackle from Petkovsky. Soris. Now I think that's Casella. And in swinger, and it bends away from the runner at the far post. But Jaden Casella, who we know, especially I think from his time at Rockdale, such a high quality left boot that Jaden Casella has on him, and that will be something I'm sure St. George FC will try to use it to their advantage at every opportunity. Wood is deciding he'll go long from this goal kick. Header St. George, and I think it was Poon, the backwards pass, and Danaskos knew there was a touch off Hill, so he could shepherd it out. So I mentioned the relegation battle, so it would be remiss of me not to talk about the other teams. Yes, the current bottom two. It's actually two of the A-League academies in this division, Central Coast Mariners and Sydney FC, both on 22 points. So at the moment, as things stand, Sydney FC automatically relegated and Central Coast set for a playoff with whoever finishes second in League One. But, of course, those positions could change plenty of times between now and the end of the season, especially with these two teams, as well as Sutherland, Spirit, and even Manly United not too far away from the bottom two. That's Caligiero. Hills keeping it tight in the center of the field, and then the hosts have also won a free kick. Petkovsky's thinking here. It did initially shape like it was going to go along, but then Yorkubo, high quality, not the tallest player, so perhaps going long to his head. Quite the best strategy for Hills. Keep it on the ground for now, but Danaskos steps in well on Byron Ginn. Now Yelchan. Harry Jones circles it back. Rodic passing to Brown. Now found Danaskos, and Danaskos looking for Justin Poon. Poon. And ball has gone out of play. Now, we'll talk about the other streams that are currently in progress. Might as well talk about the remaining NPL men's streams for this, round 26. So, 3 games at 3 p.m. tomorrow in NPL men's. So, up on the Central Coast. Actually, by the way, a team that'll be watching this very keenly, you'd think, but Central Coast Mariners host St. George City tomorrow at 3 p.m. up at Bloom Park. So, that's a game that'll, of course, because it's at Bloom Park, be called by the voice of Central Coast football, Pete Pryor. 3 p.m. on this very patch of synthetic turf. Blacktown City host Western Sydney Wanderers. William Constantinides will call that game. And 3 p.m. tomorrow we get a little Waratah Cup final preview with Rockdale Illingdon hosting RPL Leichhardt. And it's at the Illingdon Sports Centre, and I hope tomorrow the canteen has plenty of Ivar, because the canteen didn't have any Ivar the last time I was at the Illingdon Sports Centre. Yes, I am still bitter about that. Jones, he tried to dummy it, but the dummy wasn't fooling Jordan Lane. St. George throw, right in front of the advertising boards there. Now Sepping. And Sepping, yep. Pretty straightforward call there for Logan Jones. Foul committed by Evangelo Souris. As they go along, Yorkubo pinged for the foul. Briefly mention events at the top of League One Men's, the second tier. And so going into this weekend, it was interesting. You had Bulls FC Academy leading by 1 point from Mount Druitt Town Rangers in second place there. It was a bit of, well, quite the shock at Densa Park as Chan Yelchan chases this, and he might get on the end of something here. Here's Chan Yelchan, here's a chance, and it's going to trickle in. And Chan Yelchan has opened the scoring, so the Saints have marched into an early lead. Look at the acrobatics as well by the corner flag. It could be a massive goal for the Saints. He pressed from the front, and his finish didn't have a lot on it, but it had just enough to trickle over the goal line. It is Hills United 0, St. George FC 1. An early goal for the visitors. And given their scoring woes in recent weeks, that is more than welcome for St. George FC. Just to briefly finish that thought on the League One men's promotion race, yes. Bulls FC currently a point ahead of Mount Druitt as Cassidy plays it forward. Bulls FC lost in the 3 p.m. game today. 4-0 to SD Raiders. A big shock result. But I'm looking at the live score app. Interlions currently leading Mount Druitt by 1-0 at was it Majors Bay Reserve or whatever that's called. So early days yet in that Inter Mount Druitt game, because that kicked off at the same time as this one, but Mount Druitt Not a good start as they look to capitalize on that defeat suffered by the Bulls. Of course, relevant to this game because you never know, one of these teams might end up playing one of those teams after round 30, the final round of the regular seasons. Sepping. All a nice exchange of passes, and then it's Lane. I think that's Frangie looking for the searching ball. I think Akubo was the target, and St. George FC defending that. They go back to Petkovsky. Here's Lane. And a flick and gets it back from Frangie. Lane. So he's eased off it by a couple of defenders. Now, they move down the far side. I think that's Casella. And Hills working back. And it's actually Frangie. Very nice tackle on the edge of the box. Soros does looking for Casella. Jordan Lane plays it over the sideline. I get to go around the grounds once more because early on Marconi Stallions have galloped into a 2-goal lead at the Palace. Marconi 2, Sydney United 58-0. Lane is playing forward. I think the bounce just did Kelshaw there. Now Soros. And Casella's got Caligiero on the overlap, but Casella's going to cut inside. It's a long way out from goal. Tries anyway, and that's a straightforward save for Ryan Wood. Petkovsky run forward from centre back, and Akubo. Nice touch. Gets it back. But let's see, and I think we're only going to see a lot of this tactic from the visitors now that they've taken the early lead. Casse looks to go over the top, and it's an interesting ball for Byron Ginn. What are his options? Cuts it back, and it's the equaliser for Yu Akubo. That man cannot stop scoring. Lovely finish. And just as it looked like the Saints were settling in to life as the leaders, the lead did not last long. Castley with an excellent ball out from the back, a ball his dad would be proud of. Took most of the St. George FC players out of the play. Byron Ginn had timed his run nicely down the right-hand side, and he kept his cool when he got into the box. Cut it back, and Yu Akubo slams it home. So it is 1-1 here, and we've had just over a quarter of an hour. Byron Ginn, he's just set up the equalising goal, sending it into the stand. Oh. Well done, Byron Ginn. I love when a ball ends up in the stand. Actually called the League One men's match of the round earlier today, which is a 3 p.m. game at Jensen Park between Bankstown City and Hako FC. Bankstown City winning by 2-1, and the ball was cleared into that grandstand. I thought I might have gotten a touch, but some helpful spectator kind of protected us because I think I'm best being on the side and talking. I'd rather that none of you saw my first touch. as Kalajira goes back to Rodic, and now Thomas Brown. Oh, now that I'm thinking of players clearing balls over the sidelines. Shout out to Sydney Uni women's defender Amelia Feeney, the only person I've ever seen kick a ball onto the roof of the Sydney University grandstand. I don't know what it. Well, it's relevant because I said it's relevant, basically. These shall we say, these battles at the bottom of the table near the end of the season, they can often be cagey affairs. And we've had 2 early goals. If you're perhaps the neutrals among us, hoping that the goals, or the score being level again, means it doesn't revert to being a cagey affair again. I'd like to think now that these 2 teams have kind of a taste for goal scoring, we'll see things stay relatively open for the remainder of the game, as Yelchan gets briefly away from Petkovsky, but then overhits the through ball. Work back. Ryan Wood. And intercepted by Yelchan, and he's looking to be incisive with the pass. Interesting run from Souris. Hills get it away. Now we'll go on. And, oh, no, there's a whistle by Logan Jones, so Frangi's been pulled up there. Have a look. Back to the keeper, Siren. Mackenzie Siren, becoming the latest player to have played for both St. George City and St. George FC. This thing keeps growing. Well, at least a few players every year, it seems. And Sepping drops deep, receiving the ball. Kelshaw lays it off. Maki Petratos. Out of play, so as the flag was up by James Macris. That'll be St. George FC ball. And by the way, the 2 sets of substitutes. We'll probably see some of these players later in the game, but for Hills, William Lucas is the backup keeper. And the other options, Raina Smile, Cameron Philp, Thomas Lopez, Thomas Mako, and Dimi Petratos. While for St. George, Daniel Axford's the backup keeper. The other players on the bench, Jesse Spang, Connor Quilligan, Anthony Morabito, Sebastian Cercedo, and Jakob Malbashar. Past the 20-minute mark here in Seven Hills. The score is currently Hills United 1, St. George FC 1. Chan Yelchan opened the scoring for St. George in the 11th minute, and 5 minutes later, the Hills equalizer came from who else but Yu Okubo. Yelchan, good. Yep, he's been pulled up for the little tug there on Sepping. Nikolai Muller. Back to the centre backs as Casella puts the pressure on. Goes back to Ryan Wood. Wood, has he dropped it over the top? Flag's going to stay down here, I think. Akubo cuts inside a defender, and it's 2 strong hands. Good save from Siron. Back into the middle and away. Ginn. Now, Maki Petratos. Everyone except Yelchan back behind the ball for St. George FC. Kubo, a lot of red and white around him. Frangie. No room, very little room whatsoever. Casella playing it forward. Muller to Ginn. Let's try to figure out the puzzle once more. St. George being very organised as Castley plays it across to Lane. Now Petkovsky. Kelshaw dropping deep now. Is that the killer ball? Well, the first touch went backwards from Ginn. Shout out to Justin Davies for getting that reference as Sepping oh, that's right. So the flag was up immediately from James Macris. Iwakubo caught offside. Just looking at how Hills are trying to break down. Well, I'm not sure breakdown's the right word for what their approach, because I think they're waiting for the right opportunity to drop balls in over the top, whether that's to a central run or out wide. Of course, that's how they scored the equaliser. Of course, that tactic easier said than done, as Siron gets us back underway. Good header from Castley. Now Sepping could be under pressure from Justin Poon, but he's found a nice ball to Petrados. And Lane is the wide player. Now, I think the flag's going to stay down here, and it's Iwakubo with Kelshaw attacking the far post. Iwakubo, cross is blocked, and then, well, somewhat hesitant defending, shall we say, but they get it away. Yes. All's well that ends well, I suppose, as Yelchan taking on two players. He's accidentally tripped up Petkovsky, so that ends that attack. But of course, trying to be a good company man and keep an eye out on NPL New South Wales socials. Of course, people love seeing who's in the team of the week, so that'll be released on Monday. Votes decided by the Football New South Wales media, and by the way, just like to clarify, I will not be voting in this week's Team of the Week, so send your complaints elsewhere if you don't like who's in the team. Of course, there's also match reports for every game in NPL men's, so later tonight, Justin Davies, the man actually next to me here in the media box at Landon Stadium, is currently working through his report, but that'll be submitted and that'll be off. What do we think it is? Within about an hour after full time? Yeah, that's generally the time frame. Of course, once again, big thanks as Danaskos is trying to shepherd that out. Yep. Of course, big thanks always, because all of these match reports and all of these, the great majority of these posts done by the man they call the Greek god of football New South Wales, Mark Stavroulakis, longtime Football New South Wales media manager. And in case you're wondering, like, he did that nickname for Mark Stavroulakis suggested to me, and I said, yeah, why not? I'm happy to call him that. Oh, Dave McDonald, it's only going to get sillier. You've got more than an hour of this. As Yelchan, he'll leave this for, I think that's Caligeru. And there's a cross, and well, everyone had been drawn towards the near post. There was a lot of space at the far post. That's where the ball went, but there was nobody there to take advantage.
Scores from around the grounds. Full time at Christie Park, NWS Spirit 1, Sydney Olympic 2. 25 minutes gone. County Stallions 2, Lake Sydney United 0.
Akubo trying to work it back to Kelshaw, but now ball with the visitors. And run from Souders. Doing his best again. They doubled up on him. Yeah, he's won the throw. Good work. By the way, just in case our mics didn't pick that up, as Danaskos throws that back into play. Saurus, it's scrappy there, and now Kalajeru sends it onto the hill behind the southern end. Yeah, southern end of Landon Stadium. Oh wait, just in case our mics didn't pick that up, yeah. Full time at the Arctic Circle, and Sydney Olympic have frozen Northwest Sydney Spirit out, winning by 2-1. There you go. It's okay, David Feeney. Job's over. Time to go home and get warm. Oh. Well, Justin Davies there trying to tempt me into a League One women's plug. Not quite yet, Justin, but David Feeney. Great to have David Feeney in the commentary team. We've got a few new commentators this year, and I'm liking the work that they're doing. Although, David, if you think the 5:30 p.m. kickoffs at Spirit's home ground were they're cold, just remember there used to be 7:30 p.m. kickoffs. Something I know very well. So, yeah. Ginn. Whistled up for push in at the back there. So, of course, that Spirit defeat. Actually, as I look ahead to next week's fixtures, flag up by Aranath Gobinath, assistant on the far side. It's an interesting game next weekend at the Arctic Circle between Spirit and Manly. Two teams that are, I'd say, I don't think they're safe just yet. They'll have a couple more points to make sure they avoid finishing in the bottom two, but that's a matter for next week. Wood plays it long to Kubers. As I said, not the biggest man, but doing a pretty admirable job as the target forward. Although having said that, potential St. George counter. Yelchan looking to go around the outside, and the shot goes across the face of goal. Now, if you're the multi-screening type, I know there's a few of you out there. Maybe you've been kind of tuning into this game and Spirit versus Olympic simultaneously. If you loved David Feeney's dulcet tones, and I sure do, because I do love supporting my fellow fans of Irish national teams. David Feeney will actually be calling a game tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. From Harry Denning. It's the match of the round from the women's second tier, the League One women's match of the round between Sutherland Strikers and SD Raiders. So Sutherland Strikers in great form, I think. They've won their last 5 in the row, because the man next to me is also the League One women's reporter. And Sutherland Strikers, well, I mean, if you know your A-League women, you'll know. You know why. You know why we love them, because they have in their ranks Sydney FC and A-League women icon Tori Tumeth and other players, but I mean Tori's the most important one in that Sutherland squad. And yes, SD Raiders, yeah, they're also good, but they don't have Tori. So if you'll tune in, watch that for David and watch that for Tori. Basically, that's what I'd recommend. But anyway, yeah. Yes, that's right. The as that's diagonal ball to Kelshaw. And Kelshaw, good curl on this one. And I think Ciron, that doesn't really matter in the end. I think Ciron stuck a big hand out to take the pace off the ball. Okay. What a great cross from Glenn Kelshaw. Very good. If you really put the curl on that, right into Yu Akubo's path. As that's sent over the sideline. And it's only now that Justin Davies has realized this media box is PowerPoints. So obviously he didn't see me plug my laptop in before the game was started. Don't worry, Justin, if you're not looking at any reason, I will tell you if something happens that you need to write. Write down, don't worry about it. Yes. Yes. Justin Davies saying he doesn't get PowerPoints at many stadiums. I mean, stadium would be a generous word to describe a lot of the venues you've been to. Anyway, that's a story for another day. As O'Shea. And now Jones curling it, and it was dipping, but in the end, I mean, looked nice off the boot. Would have had the St. George FC fans excited. Ryan Wood not too stretched as he makes the save. Handball against Guinea. 33 minutes played here. If you've just joined us, Eric Subihano on the mic from Landers Stadium. 1-1 between Hills United and St. George FC in this NPL Men's New South Wales clash. And Chan Yel-Chan opening the scoring for St. George. Equaliser for Hills coming from Yu Okubo. Danaskos getting well forward. It's up and out of play. I've plugged the other game, so I might as well at least try and fit in some plugs for the NPL women's action being played tomorrow. And this has got Dave McDonald excited. Oh, wait. That's right. Hang on. Hey, Dave, what game are you calling? I haven't... Oh, I have that on my notes. Sorry, I didn't read my notes properly. Anyway, doubt I'll be able to plug all 7 games in a row, but I'll just go through that gradually. As Casserly needs to chase. Wood thought about going out of the box for that one. Instead, it's dealt with by Casserly, and Ginn did not keep that in play. But it will be, as far as for tomorrow's NPL women's action, which of course, like this one, you can watch on the Football New South Wales YouTube page. Yel-Chan, and that's a lovely tackle by Casserly. Needed to be clean. He was just inside the box, and then outside of the foot shot from Danaskos, saved by Wood. But yeah, the earliest of these NPL women's games being played tomorrow by about 5 minutes. It's the 4:40 p.m. game at Northbridge Oval, that ridiculously cold venue on the lower North Shore. Bulls FC Academy versus Northern Tigers. And then the match tonight's ground announcer is looking forward to the 4:45 p.m. kickoff at Valentine Sports Park, Football New South Wales headquarters, of course. That's between Football New South Wales Institute and Sydney University. By the way, Sydney University, a team that was incredibly lucky to get to the semi-finals of the Sapphire Cup. I actually watched their game, their quarterfinal against Hills United at Bella Vista Public School. I've never seen a football team get so lucky over the course of 90 minutes. I mean, practically stealing a place in the last 4 of the women's knockout competition. Anyway, oh dear. But yeah. As a Sydney Uni, their cup run consisted of knocking out a team my friend plays for, then knocking out my employers, then knocking out my local League One women's team. So I feel personally victimised by the Sapphire Cup run this year. And all I can say is in the semi-final, go Olympic. When that Sapphire Cup game involving the women of the Hills scores at 1-1. Was there a shot from Hills forward Kaylee Shannon that hit the underside of the crossbar and bounced the meter over the line and the goal wasn't given? Who can say? Anyway. I'm only just repeating what I'm told. I didn't actually have a good angle of it, to be honest. But it's okay. No one from the Sydney Uni women's team will be listening. It's fine, Dave. And if they are listening, why? I suppose I better talk about what's in front of us for once. At least let's see if I can maintain concentration for 9 minutes or so. Probably not. But Lane throwing it down the line. That was Mackie Petratos. Ball down the line blocked. I mean, Space between the lines and long-range shot coming up, and it's going to drop, but not in time. And to be fair, Siren didn't look too bothered. Also, Mackenzie Siren, an absolutely giant man, barely put in any effort to touch the crossbar with his forearm. So, wait.
Ace Demolition and Excavation, Ilago Italian Restaurant, IC Homes, Astus Financial, Phoenix Building.
Huge counter-attack here. Yelchan is being tracked by Casserly. Nice tackle. Just wanted to stop talking just to make sure my voice didn't interfere with the sponsor read being done by Dave McDonald. I've done some ground announcing, so I do love a good sponsor read. I also love a good feed at Ilago, one of the Hills United sponsors. Very nice restaurant by the lake in Bella Vista, Norwest, wherever it is. And I think it was high foot there, you think? Yeah, high foot. Or was that technically, according to the laws of the game, dangerous play by St. George. So, giving Dave McDonald a plug in terms of the game he's calling tomorrow, so might as well talk about my game as well. It's only fair. So, I'll be on the Northern Beaches. What a surprise for the 5 p.m. NPL women's game tomorrow between Manly United and Emerging Jets. There's 4 other NPL women's games at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Down on the south coast, Illawarra Stingrays versus RPL Leichhardt, called by Wollongong Sax boy Thomas Phillips. And then there's also at 5 p.m. UNSW and their star mid-season signing Abby Lemon. They're at the Village Green hosting MacArthur Rams. And then the other 5 p.m. game, Blacktown Spartans versus Sydney Olympic. Then at 5:30 p.m. in NPL women's action tomorrow, it's the match of the round from the Arctic Circle, and it's a derby, Northwest Sydney Spirit versus Gladesville Ravens. And a women's match of the round, you know who's calling it, the Serbian Martin Tyler, Nikola Pozder. And wow, that's the first time Dave's heard that nickname? I've been using it for like 5 seasons. Seriously. Yeah, that's it. Well, I'm finding something out about Dave tonight, I'll tell you that. That's one of the oldest nicknames, Dave. It is a good nickname. I didn't come up with it, but I will happily take the credit. I'll happily steal credit off whoever did. As played into the middle and up and sideways, shall we say, by Calagiero. It goes over Poon. And then, despite Byron Ginn's confusion, found the touch off Hills, so St. George throw. Yeah, so the story behind the Serbian Martin Tyler is the nickname. I reckon it was one of Nicola's mates calling him that in the Facebook comments. I'm going to say 2019, the first season he called games for Football New South Wales. I saw that and I thought, if I ever get a chance to say that in commentary, I will. And I have strangled the life out of that nickname for like the last 5 seasons. Flicked over his head by Souris, and Ginn shepherds it over the goal line. Now, the early flurry of goals, 2 in the first 16 minutes. Now, not that players or teams are kind of waiting for a halftime break, but perhaps both sets of players could do with just some instructions, whatever observations Luke Castley and Steve Karavatakis have made from what's happened so far to provide teams for added impetus for the remainder of the game. Of course, it's a squad game these days. I'm sure plenty of substitutes willing and able to make their mark should they be required later on. As Calagiero overlaps and is given the ball by Casella. Return ball. And now, back to Calagiero's crowded out, so the team defending, I think Sepping was one of the players kind of with the, shall we say, a pincer movement on Calagiero, but nice and clean, no suggestion of a foul there. And that's going to be Hill's free kick. And by the way, this is I'm not sure that this is the case, but based on previous experience calling Hills United games played on a Saturday night. Reckon there's a pretty reasonable chance that the Hills United women's first grade coach, Alan Tassis, is watching. So if he is, shout out to you, Alan. Love your work. Let's see how many names. Let's see how many names of Hills United women's first grade players I can now crowbar into the commentary over the remainder of them. Wood once again aiming towards Akubo, doesn't win the header, and both teams just need to let it settle. Sepping, and now it's worked inside to Muller. Casserly wanted to play forward, didn't like the options, back to Wood. Farangi, and first time pass around the corner doesn't work out. Petkovsky, back to Casserly. Kelshaw right in front of us. O'Shea now, St. George. Danaskos tries to switch. Nelchan, we saw his speed for the opening goal, and he does get it to it ahead of Lane. Lane defends well, then difficult pass, but Sepping gets it towards halfway. Kubo, was the high quality finish. He's done a lot of that in the first half as well. Chasing somewhat awkward balls, but he's done a very good job holding it up and bringing teammates into play. Now, down the right side, again for St. George, and Yolchan. There's the assistance flag, so right near the end of the first half. Set piece in a very promising position for the visitors. Casella right by the corner flag. It's almost like a corner, this set piece. Hills, I think, defending it in a very similar manner. And it goes low into the near post. There's a dangerous flick. Hills get it away. Just temporary safety. It's still St. George FC in possession. O'Shea. Wide to Casella. Cross blocked. The Saints can try and turn the screw once more. It's lofted towards Yelchan. Good header. Now, Muller uses the body well. Akubo, that's an interesting ball for Ginn. And Ginn holds that R2, and did he get the touch to that ahead of Harry Jones? Well, doesn't matter, because it's halftime here at Landon Stadium, and it's all square as Hills United and St. George FC head to the dressing sheds. 1-1. Chan Yolchan opened the scoring in the 11th minute. His persistence paid off. He pressed the defence, created a chance, and snuck it past the goalkeeper. 5 minutes later, Hills United will level. Yuakubo with a lovely finish after great work in the build-up from Noah Casserly and Byron Ginn. This is Eric Subihano on the mic from Landon Stadium. We'll take a break of about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll be back for the second half. Welcome back to the second half of our NPL Men's New South Wales coverage. 1-1 at halftime between Hills United and St George FC. Now, didn't see too much activity from the fourth official. I don't know what Justin Davies thinks. Do we think there are any halftime subs? Justin Davies, of course, knowing halftime subs are my kryptonite, something I get wrong 100% of the time. But anyway, with half the game gone, there's half the game still to go. Logan Jones blows the whistle to get us back underway. So I suppose if there's a halftime sub, you'll find out at the same time I do. Oh well. Noah Casserly on the ball. And there's Kelshaw crowded out. George play it forward. Oh, I do like taking people behind the curtain from time to time. I think I may have mentioned it's the second game that I'm calling today, so I currently have a throat lozenge in my mouth. So, yeah, commentary, especially when you have to raise the voice, could be interesting with a throat lozenge in your mouth. But believe me, more than anyone else, I'm hoping that I don't choke, because that would be both very unfortunate for me and, I suppose, absolutely hilarious for Dave McDonald and Justin Davies, who are in the box with me. Yes. It's like calling a game with those two old dudes from the Muppets next to me, Statler and Waldorf. Yeah. So the only thing missing is me getting booed at some point. I'm sure that'll happen. Yes. One day. Is the day today, by any chance, Justin? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Tumble there, and Hills United free kick. Petkovsky, curling one, looking for Frangi's run. And it's Calagero, but doesn't head it past Maki Petrados. Sepping goes sideways to Muller. Kelshaw back to Muller, and Muller looking to accelerate things, but it's seen out over the goal line by St George. suppose we just might remind people of the lineups out there. For people who might have missed it at the top of the broadcast. This is, of course, assuming I haven't missed a halftime sub. But anyway, I'll go with Hills first. In goal for them, number 1, Ryan Wood. 4 at the back, from left to right. Number 12, Jordan Lane. Number 5, Daniel Petkovsky. Number 15, Noah Casserly. Number 22, Byron Ginn. Big handball shot and paid by Logan Jones. So Hills set piece coming up. And thinking of doing it quickly, but now I think they're just going to enforce the 10 yards. Let's see if I can get the rest of the lineup out in time. Anyway, Hills midfield, number 16, Lachlan Sepping, number 27, Nikolai Muller, and I think number 8, Maki Petrados, the furthest forward of those three. And 3 in attack for Hills, number 11, Anthony Frangi, number 9, Yu Akubo, who scored again tonight, his 14th of the season, and the captain, number 19, Glenn Kelshaw. Sepping in those bright boots, looking to brighten up the scoreboard for Hills United. Potentially, angle does favour the left footer. He hits the wall. And it's up and away for St George. Now Petrados. We could lose out to Harry Jones here. And then lots of shirt tugging. St George FC free kick. Maki Petrados into the notebook, and well, at least a bit of Justin Davies, a bit of a cheer as Logan Jones drops the yellow card. So, well, at least I'm not the only one getting heckled. So Logan and I can stand in solidarity over that. Calagero now for St George, and this goes out. By the way, the St George lineup. In goal, number 99, Mackenzie Siron. 4 at the back, so from left to right. Number 3, Troy Danaskos. Number 17, Thomas Brown. Number 18, Mark Rodic. And number 5, Nicholas Calagero. The 3 in midfield. Number 6, Patrick O'Shea. Number 10, Harry Jones. Number 23, Evangelosaurus. And 3 in attack. Number 30, Justin Poon. Number 38, Chan Yelchan. And number 33, Jaden Casella. Yeah, I think we're fine for now, Justin and Dave. No halftime subs, so now we've just got to figure out the subs on the far side when they do happen, which I know from watching many games at this stadium, yeah, it's not easy. There's Calagero. That's a nice ball for Saurus. Nice run as well. Then, is that being? Not sure, but anyway, nice tackle to play it off. Saurus win the throw for Hills. Frangie gets it back from Akubo. Might open up for the hosts here. Couple of step overs. And runs into a little bit of a cul-de-sac and he's giving away the free kick. Siren goes long. It's too long for Yelchan. Stepping, holding off Yelchan. It's Lane. Lane can't find a teammate. Rodich hurting it through, and then Lane needed to be strong. Full commitment there. That's good to see. No injury to either party. As in fact, Nicholas Calagero using that very handily placed gate to retrieve the ball. Should I be worried about what Dave McDonald's just seen on his phone? Is that the James Temoskovsky goal by any chance? Okay, yep. Sorry. Thought I saw it. Yes. So, you may have already seen it on the NPL New South Wales socials, but the Russian Simon Hill, Alexander Molchanov, has had the privilege of calling a James Temolkovsky banger at the Palace. Well, you saw the clip. Are they filming from the tower? Or looks like it's it's the famous tower at Marconi, the usual filming place, unless you're the professor, Melissa Muscat, and she just said, "Nah, we're doing this from the stand." I'm like, "Yeah, good for you. You take charge, Melissa." Mel Muscat, great first year of commentary she's had, and she's earning a well-deserved break, enjoying the Olympics in Paris. But hopefully we might get her back for a game or two before the end of the season. There's Muller's pass there, blocked, I think, by Saunders. Now, that's going to stay in. St. George interested in this one, and the ball evades everyone. There's a late runner coming in. That's Calagero. Poon. Back to Calagero. Decent cross, and the header goes sideways. It could be a chance. It's in for Justin Poon, and St. George FC back in front after that initial devilish delivery from Calagero wasn't cleared. Justin Poon stayed alive, has smashed it into the roof of the net. It's Hills United 1, St. George FC 2.
Goal for St. George FC. Score by number 30, Justin Poon. United 1, St. George FC 2.
Poon getting the congratulations from his teammates. It was a very lovely strike, and that goal means there's at least one Justin here doing his job properly this evening. Oh dear, I'm going to cop it if Justin Davies ever reports in a game and there's a player named Eric. Thankfully, it's not a very common first name, so I think I should be okay. You're right, I am pleased with myself. I'm always pleased with myself, Justin, because I do a great job on commentary. People who are modest, they have plenty to be modest about. Anyway, here's Jordan Lane. To the far post. Headed back, and Frangie couldn't pull the trigger. Now, Uakubo is the instant response. Uakubo, he literally cannot stop scoring. 5 goals in the last 2 games. 7 in his last 4. It's 15 for the season. That was absolutely deadly. He drifted into just enough space so that the defenders couldn't bother him. And Hills, to be fair, his teammates kept it alive in the box long enough. And that low finish, it left Mackenzie Siron with absolutely no chance. Well, that's really going to liven things up now. And, well, 2 goals in a minute. That's got the second best Justin at this venue, furiously typing. He's got to keep up with all the action. He'll find an Eric. Well, I mean, he'll find an Eric eventually. Well, I mean, it's not likely in one of the competitions you cover, but, well, a coach maybe. Well, but... So we got 4 goals in 55 minutes, and actually was on the mic for the first time these 2 teams met in the league this season, which is would have been round 11 at Illington Sports Centre. So I think you'd say 1-0 to St George FC that time. Justin Davies was there as well. I think reasonably cagey affair, all things considered. This one, rather less cagey, but yeah. But once again, call. So I've enjoyed the opportunity to call both, as Yakubo surely fouled there. Okay, maybe not. Don't worry. Don't mind me. I'm not a ref. Frangie switching play. It's Danaskos. He's clattered there, but we go on. And the ball could be dangerous. Saints doing just enough. Oh, this could be anything. No, good luck. Good luck predicting the scoreline, the finishing score of this one. Gamble responsibly, kids. As Casserly can't play through that trio of St George FC players. Now, as I said, going back to that point earlier, I do always like it when I call both matchups between 2 teams in the same season. This is what I've done with Hills United and St George FC. And yeah, the only time actually the only 2 times that I've ever called a game between Hills United and St George FC, because I do know that the 2 women's teams for these respective clubs, they're also in the same division. But I've actually never, now that I think about it, I've watched a lot of that. I've called a lot of that competition, but I've never called a women's game between Hills and St George FC. It's one of those things. And if for some reason you remember me calling a women's game between Hills and St George FC, don't message me. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway. Here's Yelchan, but everyone in St George FC is very deep here, and you cannot be the one-man counterattack. Can't run it out of St George's defensive area. So here we go with Jordan Lane. And that's Ginn. Now Frangie. Frangie is behind Petrados. And then that's played off Hills for a goal kick. I was thinking with the 3 of us in the box here, myself, Justin Davies, and Dane McDonald, all of us, it's our job to figure out these substitutions. It's like, of course, we do our best when things are on the far side of the field. I do want, it's like going to be a lottery as to who figures out the identity of the player coming on first. Actually, of course, now that players can leave the field at any part, and don't have to go to the technical area. I mean, sometimes figuring out the player who's been substituted is hard enough. So. Anyway. As Petkovsky looks for Seppi, it bounces towards Petrados. And Frangie. And it's just over everyone. Oh, here we go. It's a substitution. Oh, God. I'm in trouble here. I've got no chance with this. The bib's off. Yeah, okay. I'm getting nothing from... 23 coming off? Yeah. Ooh. No. Well, 38. If 2 of them are coming off, then 2 people need to come on, surely. Who's the second player coming on? Oh, here we go. So he's just, left it to the last moment. So 23 and 38 for St. George FC. That's Evangelosaurus and Chan Yelchan. Yelchan, of course, being one of the goal scorers. He's there. Those are the two withdrawn, as we're about at the hour mark. So number 8 is Connor Quilligan. He's one of the players to be newly introduced for the final half hour of the game. And anyone got any idea who the second? So 8 and 7. So, yes. That's right. I need to get a new pair of binoculars. But yeah, it's Jesse Spang is the other player introduced by St. George FC coach Steve Kalavatakis.
For St. George FC, coming off number 23, Evangelosaurus. Number 38, Chan Yilchin, being replaced by number 7, Jesse Spang. Number 8, Connor Quilligan.
Yes. I wanted to stay quiet there so you could enjoy Dave McDonald's dulcet tones. And now, Justin Poon, good first touch. Could get the shot away. Good positioning from Ryan Woods. Stood firm. Left. And no way past. Here's O'Shea. And Poon, that touch is too heavy. All right, so Justin Davies has flagged the impending Hills United double sub. Don't worry, I'll relay that conversation to you in a minute. Is there going to be a Hills United double sub? Well, firstly, we might see the physio on you. Yep, so thanks once again to Dave McDonald and his binoculars. So coming on soon will be number 26, Thomas Mako, and number 13, Cam Philp. Now, Anthony Frangi is taking a drink of water. So I see. Well, so that's Anthony Frangi taking a drink at halfway, but he is not one of the players to be withdrawn. I think, is that Jordan Lane? Yeah, so Jordan Lane is the one receiving treatment. Also, I have been, because when I see the surname Lane, I've been fighting the urge to call him Imogen for the entire game. So, Imogen, of course, being a former Hills United player, she's currently at Apia Leichhardt. Well, it's a bit of a hush over the ground, so Jordan Lane not looking comfortable.
Sponsored by Ivory Special Coatings, Snooze Castle Hill, AAA Tyre Factory, Ace Demolition and Excavation, Phoenix Building Approvals, Atlas Financial, IC Homes, and Il Lago Italian Restaurant.
Now, so Lane is off the field to receive further treatment, or is he one of the players withdrawn? Well, we're about to find out. So is that? No. So they've. Is that Muller off as well? Oh God. There's players everywhere. I don't know which 11 players I'm supposed to be looking at. So, so perhaps because of, yeah, Mako for Muller, I reckon. Yeah, Muller's off. Okay, yeah, I think we got there in the end. So took 3 of us, but yeah, well done, team. We got there. Now, this as that ball goes in, decent clearance, but now Petkovsky. So this reunification of the Football New South Wales State Cup Finals media team, it's
for Hills United.
we're getting there.
Number 12, Jordan Lane. Number 27, Nikolai Muller. Being replaced by number 2, Rainer Smale. Number 26, Thomas Mako.
Yeah, so just in case you didn't pick that up on the PA here, so Thomas Mako, number 26, on for Nikolai Muller. Straight swap in midfield, you'd think. Oh, that's actually what it is. Now Akubo chasing, won't get to that. The other swap being, unfortunate due to injury, Jordan Lane being replaced by Rainer Smile. Rainer Smile, number 2. And Smile's gone to central defence. Looks like Daniel Petkovsky's now at left back for Hills United. So, as Now, here's St. George FC. And it's just smashed across the box, and Ryan Wood knew that wasn't going to end up in a threatening position. By the way, now that Rainer Smiles on the field, it reminds me of the time, a story I heard from earlier this season. His dad walked up to a commentator who shall remain nameless, and just politely informed the said commentator that he'd been pronouncing Rainer Smiles' name wrong. But we shall not. I will not tell you who that commentator is. Well, not publicly anyway. DM me if you want the name. Now. And it's worked back to Siren. Good touch by Connor Quilligan. The touch of a futsal player. Now that I think about it, that's a great ball as well. 3 forward for this attack and a 4th one coming. Cut back here, and Poon sneaks it in. And St. George FC, they're up 3-2. Justin Poon, he's been the man in the second half for the Saints. And it was a lovely finish. Connor Quilligan, fresh legs.
Goal for St. George FC.
Took a ball out of the sky brilliantly. Played a lovely ball over the top. Justin Poon's off-the-ball movement was great to meet that cutback. And we're pretty much at the midway point of the second half. This is definitely not like the first game between these two teams this season. A 5-goal thriller, and with plenty of prospect for more goals in the remaining roughly 25 minutes or so. Yes. Now in the commentator group chat, myself and Justin have been referred to as Statler and Waldorf. That's the League One women's equivalent of Statler and Waldorf, actually. And then shout out to the People's Champion Nicholas Kutniak, who has reminded us all that Dave McDonald looks like Australian Touring Car Championship legend John Bow. I'm so annoyed I didn't think of that first. Well, John Bow, what a driver he was, by the way. That's Poon. He's on a hat-trick now. And Quilligan. Now Jones. Jesse Spang. Yellow jersey's in the way. An awkward one, and that could be awkward for Ryan Wood to deal with, actually. It's a pretty good first touch. It was bouncing somewhat awkwardly, but Ryan Wood's controlled it well.
Last goal from Marconi Stadium. 63 minutes played. Marconi 2, Sydney United 1.
Another goal for the pretty Russian Alexander Molchanov to call the Palace. So Sydney United 58 have pulled the goal back. Still 2-1 to Marconi Stallions in Boston Park. Maki Petrados deeper for now, but someone of his attacking talents, Hills United, will want him further forward, as now they have to chase the game for the 3rd time. And Mako going to Rainer Smile. Now ball inside, and that fumbled over the goal line. Aranath Gobinath, eagle-eyed as always. And that's a Hills corner. Short corner defended. So, 2 consecutive corners. That's whipped into the middle. And the header, and it's turned in. Flags up, though. Flags up. So I was wondering why he was so open. Well, there's an easy answer as to why Uekuba was wide open. He was offside. Nice finish, though. Nice reaction. But just shame that it won't count for anything. No. So, apologies, Justin Davies telling me jokes I can't repeat. It's not like that. It's just awkward. I don't want to have to then explain things. Header won by Frangie. Now look over the shoulder, and then Petkovsky knows he can bring it down and take it forward. Petrados. Of course, Dimi Petrados still on the bench, still available to come on if Luke Casserly deems that it is warranted. Now, Hills will try the right side with Byron Ginn. Now, Sepping, dropping deep to take the ball, then he carries it forward. Petkovsky. A real test of patience here. As getting into the later stages of the game. Ginn. It's the cross in, but it's all St. George as the ball goes into the middle. Of course, I'm just reminded as we struggle once again, just our struggles with figuring out subs at the far side of the field. I suppose it might be time to soft launch a game I'm calling next weekend, because I'm sure there'll be at least one listener who's interested in this one. So I'm delighted to say I will be calling a game at my favorite venue in World Sport, Bella Vista Public School, on Sunday the 4th of August, because the match of the round there will be Hills United versus SD Raiders. I will be calling a game from ground level at Bella Vista with the technical areas on the far side to the commentary position. What could possibly go wrong with that one? Actually legitimately thinking of getting a milk crate. Bringing a milk crate to the ground just so there's I get some kind of elevation. I mean, there's enough milk crates at work. I mean, it doesn't help that I'm really short, but anyway. It's interesting was the trajectory died on that ball and then had to improvise. Like, I don't know how to describe that. Chesting it while falling over. He did pretty well in the end. As Spang's through ball was wrapped up by Ginn. I'm just delighted that I got a game at Bella Vista Public School. I didn't even ask for it. And Justin Davies will be there by my side, suffering through. Oh, Dave McDonald will be there as well. Oh dear. Oh well, that's yes. As Hills and I work it through. Yeah, the Savlaki's great at Bella Vista Public School canteen, by the way. Shout out to the Gamelis family, who I think I saw some of them tonight as well. These two aren't helping. Keep distracting me by talking about food. Yeah, like you could also get frangos. I mean, I was kind of like, although, I mean, there should be the Savlaki there when we call when we do Hills United versus SD Raiders in League One Women's next weekend. I think 3:45 p.m. kickoff on Sunday the 4th of August. Yeah, I mean the last time there wasn't Savlaki the last time I was there. It was the Apple Mesh and Sapphire Cup quarterfinal where Sydney University got incredibly lucky. That game, yeah. So I had to watch that and I didn't even get a Savlaki. It's tough scenes for me. Substitution. St. George FC. I don't know. Like I'll let one of you two guess it first. I was thinking of that. So Justin Poon will not complete his hat-trick, but as for now, he is the hero for the Saints. He'll march off the field, and I'm only going to try guess who the identity of the new player is. Actually, that height, now I'm thinking it's Anthony Morabito, number 11. Dave McDonald tracks the new player patiently with his binoculars. Yeah, number 11. Yes! Look at that. Yes. Let's see. Who would have thought that being the former NPL2 New South Wales men's reporter would come in so handy. Yes.
Being replaced by number 11, Anthony Morabito.
So Anthony Morabito, like, feels like he's been at St. George FC forever, and provide a lot of running in wide areas as that cross is helped on. In fact, it's offside or a high foot, one of the two. But I'm just trying to see where Morabito ends up. He's on the right side of the attack, it looks like. So straight swap for Justin Poon, but I think just looking at his positioning, I think he'll be doing as much tracking back as running forward over the remainder of this game. So 15 minutes plus whatever stoppages Logan Jones deems necessary. Petrados gets the weight on it perfectly. Kubo shot blocked. Yeah, good. Because he's on a hat-trick as well now. So he's the only player left in the field that is one goal away from a hat-trick after Justin Poon's withdrawal. So Petkovsky trying to do his best Megan Campbell here. Long throw coming up. By the way, Google Megan Campbell long throw if you haven't already. It's incredible. St. George get it out of the box. Casserly, all he does is find a St. George head. And what a header that was, good lord. It's like he's got metal plates in his noggin. That was very impressive. And that was a header Aisling Davidson would have been proud of. Yes, there you go. Friend mentioned one of your players for you, Alan. Sepping. The spin on that favors Hills. Sepping. And back to Casserly. Now Maki Petrados, and the switch it kind of under hit, so potential counter-attacking opportunity with the new man, Morabito. But he's doubled up on, but the ball was taken away from him, courtesy of a handball from Maki Petrados. So free kick coming up. By the way, thanks, Alan. I could do with a stepladder Sunday week. Yeah. As anyone who's met me knows, I could do with as much height as people are willing to give me. Yes, I can barely see over the fence at Bella Vista Public School. Let's be honest. Anyway, St. George FC free kick. As is often the way, the number 10 is taking the dead ball responsibilities. That's Harry Jones, slams it straight into Anthony Frangi, who was, shall we say, approximately 10 yards from the ball. And then Morabito uses his body well, winning a free kick from the other, number 11. And there's a bit of a, shall we say, a contretemps. Try and lean into the outer reaches of my vocabulary. I don't know what I was thinking there. Yes. Yeah. Justin Davies expressing a desire for me to use Olympics references, but you know, Mackenzie Barry scored in the women's Olympic football tournament, and for me, it's all downhill from here. Can't get any better than that. So for me, the Olympics peaked before they'd actually started. Now, left foot delivery and headed away. Jones, outside of the foot, unconventional, but nearly broke for a teammate. Now, overlapping run from Petrados, doesn't get past Calogero. Flag's up. Flag is up against Casella, despite his protestations. Now, oh dear, this is my nightmare. A triple sub at the far side of the field. Well, at least, okay, so I can tell you it's not William Lucas, because I don't see a keeper. So, well, Cameron Philp, Thomas Lopez, and Dimi Petrados are going to come on. So, we don't get Petratai on the field at the same time. So, one Petrados off, another Petrados on. Maki Petrados, one of the players to be withdrawn. Also, Glenn Kelshaw, I saw he went off. and Byron Ginn, the other player. Philip Lopez and Dimi Petrados. Good flick on from Akubo. And the delivery, that's blocked by Thomas Brown. Throw-in right by the corner flag.
Triple substitution for Hills United. Coming off, number 8, Mackie Petratos. Number 19, Glenn Kelshaw. Number 22, Byron Ginn. Being replaced.
That's not going to trouble St. George FC. And now we are in the final 10 minutes.
Number 77, Dimi Petratos.
At least the final 10 minutes of regulation. Now, Mackenzie Siron, you can see he's in, shall we say, full game management mode. He's not in any rush. Oh, thanks for that message, Justin Davies. That clarifies something. Thank you for the clarification of whatever that was. Yes. Now, Quilligan. And the back heel works out for Raina Smile that time. He wins the throw. Oh, just looking at the combination of kits, I wonder, is it? I mean, the recently withdrawn Glenn Kelshaw. He's a long-time player for Drua Warriors in the Futsal Premier League. So Drua Warriors playing red and white. I wonder if it was odd for him to be playing against red and white, because I'm sure he doesn't usually get that. I mean, the games against the two St. Georges really would be the only times. Only times that he would experience such a thing. Of course, the Futsal Premier League season, that's starting in less than 2 months. Oh my goodness. And that's starting on Saturday the 14th of September. I think, yeah. Pending any postponements due to players still being involved in the NPL or Football New South Wales League's finals, of course, because I think the two seasons may overlap slightly. Anyway, that's a problem for September. Can draw at the obscure knowledge, just pulling it out of nowhere that that Glenn Kelshaw plays for both Hills United and Drua Warriors, but I mean, people who play for both Hills United and Drua Warriors, I'd say it's a bit of a specialty area of mine. Anyway. Well, that's almost the bonus corner there. That cross didn't look threatening at all, but Pike just couldn't quite get his feet right. Now, it's a little bit of a rise in the crowd noise. You need to get critical from a Hills United perspective if they're going to get anything from this game. Everyone back for St. George FC. They go short to Mako. Will he roll his defender? No, he goes back to Sepping. And Sepping fires it. Sticky gloves from Mackenzie Siron now. Siron wanted the quick release, but everyone was back for the corner, so there wasn't anyone to bomb it to. Now, he zings it into opposition territory. Morabito. And then the decision goes the way of Hills, drawing the ire of the St. George fans in the stand who wanted the foul called against Morabito. Instead, Logan Jones blows the whistle after Raina Smile was bundled to the synthetic turf. Now that looked like a late one. It was right in front of the Hills United bench. They're not best pleased with the challenge, but of course they've got to get on with it. Scoreboard is now very much their enemy. There's another player. Takes a tumble. So I was having enough trouble seeing as it is. Now the fog's starting to set in. Thankfully, it's 85th minute here, so it won't get too bad. Now, there's the run. And can St. George settle it in opposition territory? No, it's a uncharacteristically loose pass from Connor Quilligan. By the way, Connor Quilligan, one of the players I assume we'll be able to watch in the Futsal Premier League when that starts in September. And I assume he'll be back with Mascot Vipers Futsal Club. Dimi Petrados trying to use his body. Supporting run from Petkovsky, but the option here is for Mako. Oh, you can see the breadth of the players. I'm glad I'm in the box. I'm glad we're in the box. It just looks really cold out there. That's not what they needed. The loose touch. And you can be sure that St. George FC will take their time over every single set piece and dead ball like situation like this. Perhaps I might just fit in one more shout out for as many games being shown tomorrow as I can. So yeah, 3 NPL men's games being played tomorrow, all at 3 p.m. So Central Coast Mariners versus St. George City, called by Pete Pryor. Blacktown City versus Western Sydney Wanderers. That'll be here at Landon Stadium, called by Twitch streaming expert William Constantinidis. And the Waratah Cup final preview between Rockdale Illingdon and RPL Leichhardt, as that's cleared over the sideline. And I love it in the commentary, in the media roster. I'm loving the names associated to this tomorrow's Rockdale versus Arpia game, as that goes out of play. You've got young Jack George on the report, Jude Dolan doing the Instagram for the NPL New South Wales official account, and Brett Nielsen doing the photography. So yeah, it's like good selection of names to work that Rockdale versus Illingdon game. Oh, sorry, Rockdale versus Arpia game at the Illingdon Sports Centre. Please have Ivar for the spectators. I implore you. It's like one of the best things of a visit to the Illingdon Sports Centre. Siren taking no risks. He's going to go long. Now, help forward from the halfway line. But the thing there, St. George FC just help them move a little bit up the field as Hills now have possession. Going back to the keeper, Ryan Wood. Now Sepping, remaining busy as always. Actually, that reminds me, Sepping, another player until very recently, played for a red and white team. He was a mid-season switch from Nepean FC of League One men's. Wait, Hills United signed a player from Nepean? Surely not. Anyway. I could shout out more names, but I literally do not have all night. Now, Raina Smile. And fancy footwork from the players come on as a substitute in defence. Now, that's a bit of a commentator's curse here, potentially. As it's Casella, stopped by Noah Casserly. And, well, I think the flag will stay down. Here's Jesse Spang. Oh, neat one too. Casella wants it on the left foot. They'll be more than happy, St. George FC, with the corner. Nice. Perhaps a little bit of a shout out for tomorrow's League One Women's Match of the Round. Women's second tier, 3:30 p.m. Harry Denning at Harry Denning. Southern Strikers and their iconic midfielder slash defender slash whatever she wants to be, Tori Tumeth. Sutherland Strikers hosting SD Raiders. And Dublin Dave Feeney will be on the call there. And I'm no referee, but the referee's decision is final. Logan Jones has decided it's a Hills United free kick. Justin Davies unplugging his laptop. He's going to be busy very soon getting quotes from both teams for his match report, which is nearly done, pending any late drama, but I'm not going to get it like that as the ball goes out of play. Now, just going to keep an eye on the fourth official, because we're in the 90th minute. Luke Chapman, I guess. That's one last reminder of tomorrow's NPL women's action, which of course you can watch on the Football New South Wales YouTube page. 4:40 p.m. from frigid Northbridge Oval, Bulls FC Academy versus Northern Tigers. 4:45 p.m. from Valentine Sports Park, Football New South Wales Institute versus the luckiest team in the world, Sydney University. And that's called by Dave McDonald. Then 4 NPL women's games at 5 p.m. Manly United versus Emerging Jets. I'll be calling that from Cromer Park. Illawarra Stingrays versus RPL Leichhardt, called by Saxboy Thomas Phillips. University of New South Wales versus MacArthur Rams. MacArthur Rams, of course, and their incredibly good-looking coach, Stephen Peters. That's at the Village Green. And then also at 5 p.m., Blacktown Spartans versus Sydney Olympic. And then at 5:30 p.m., the women's match of the round from the Arctic Circle, Northwest Sydney Spirit versus Gladesville Ravens. By the way, shout out to Stephen Peters, announced as the Perth Glory A-League women coach for the next 2 seasons. And now that we know that, those in the know will be able to predict at least one of their signings. Anyway, let's go. Yeah, hashtag IYKYK. Here's Petkovsky on the overlap. Decent ball, and that was agonizing as it traveled through the 6-yard box. If you're a Hills United fan, that would be as painful as the last tattoo I got. So it was just trundling slowly through the 6-yard box. No touch. And then Justin Davies looked confused trying to walk out of the box. What's going on, Justin? Oh, it's a sub. It's a sub. It's any course because Justin needs that for his match report. This is why I'm no longer a writer. It's too hard. Well, whoa. Saraceno Malbashar, whatever. I can't help you, Justin. I'm sorry. You're welcome, Justin. Yeah. So now 75 seconds of time added on played. Oh, could be a chance here, and the shot is wide. And George FC fans wanting a fourth, not getting that. Ryan Wood looked to have his near post covered anyway. Casserly bombs it forward, and the header from Akubo. Now help towards Dimi Petrados. Up and away by Rodic. And Sepping. And that the return ball has given Sepping something to chase. He couldn't control it. Was disrupted by the tackle. There's a run on the right side as St. George look at things. And Calagera still has Morabito in space. Away fans urging him to head to the corner flag, but Hills don't let him get there. Quilligan. Great footwork. And Quilligan flashes one across the face of goal. No touch? Yeah, no touch. Hills throwing. About 2.5 minutes of time added on, and now, well, it's going to be a stoppage. Saw one for Anthony Morabito. But it's good to see he's back on his feet. And they've already had 3 minutes of time added on, so can't be too much longer. For apologies, I as is usually the case, because I'm not used to covering games with the fourth official, I missed the signal. Sorry, everyone. Good flick on. Now, Petrados might be onto this one, as is Lopez. And Lopez walking the tightrope. The ball is marshalled away from danger. Hooked in from deep. Keeper's up. Doesn't get there. Could be up for grabs. No, it's been sent possibly into Toongabbie Creek. Here's official retrieving a second ball as quickly as possible. Now, Petkovsky dries the ball. Could be it. One last fling into the box coming up. Flick on as well. Not that's more. It's flicked out. Spang just bombs it away, and that's it. It's a massive win for St. George FC. They defeated Hills United in a 5-goal thriller by 3-2. Chan Yelchan opened the scoring in the 11th minute. 5 minutes later, the first of Hills United equalizes Uakuba, making it 1-1. Justin Poon made it 2-1 to St. George FC in the 54th minute, and a minute later, Uakuba equalized again to make it 2-2, but in the 66th minute, Justin Poon scored his second of the game. That proved to be the winner, a vital 3 points for St. George FC. I hope you stick around, because there's 11 There's 11 Football New South Wales streams being played tomorrow, the earliest starting at 3 p.m. and the latest starting at 5:30 p.m. So you've got plenty of choice. But on behalf of Football New South Wales and tonight's camera operator Nicholas, this is Eric Subihano signing off from Landon Stadium. Thanks for your support of the Football New South Wales competitions in 2024. Wishing you plenty of good vibes, great coffee, sick tattoos, razzlers, and may you see plenty of high-scoring thrillers over the rest of your life. See you next time.